Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Thursday, February 17th. It is it's 6:22 right now. Market is going to open in about 8 minutes. So let me go and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started with our analysis for the day. Let's see, that's good. Let's finish setting up this room real quick. Shouldn't take too long. All right, solid. A few more things here to set up. All right, cool. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. So there we go. All right, cool. People are slowly making their way in, guys. So let's see. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, February 17th. There's quite a bit of news today, I believe, with FOMC. So we'll take that into consideration when we analyze the market today. Hey, Steven, morning. Hey, Kenneth, morning. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Peter. Morning, Maria. Morning, Søren. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So let's start off by looking over at the retail sentiment. Morning, Swelly. Morning, Jason. Morning, everybody. Yeah, let's take a look at the retail sentiment to start off our analysis. Right now, currently, it's 56% long, meaning that there's 56% of retail traders who are buying in the market right now. So with that said, we're probably going to be looking for some sells today. Looking over here at the futures data, futures are currently down 166 points. So it is bearish on the fundamental side. So with the retail sentiment long and fundamentals bearish, we're definitely looking for some sells at the moment. When the market does open in the next 5 minutes, we can confirm whether we're going to continue looking for sells or whether the bias is changed on open. Most likely it's going to stay bearish. There's a lot of stuff going on with Russia that I saw this morning. Looking over here at CNBC, let me refresh this. You can see that all of the indexes are literally all red. The Dow is down 162 points, S&P is down 26 points, NASDAQ's down 115 points, oil is down almost 2 points, and the 10-year bond is down 0.05 points. So you can see right here, live Ukraine-Russia crisis update. Standoff hits crucial moment as U.S. ramps up diplomacy. So what they did was they fired, I think, the Russian ambassador and sent him back to Russia. So what happened was Russia did the same thing to the U.S. So there's a lot of stuff going on. It's getting pretty crazy right now. And obviously we'll see what happens next. So, I mean, the war might be starting soon. If that becomes the case, we're definitely going to be selling. And we'll check what happens from there. So let's see who's here. Nice. Jason just passed his third FTMO since Monday. So he's going to get funded on 3 accounts. Nice work, Jason. Morning, Andre. Morning, Peter. Yeah, big congrats to Jason over here. Come a long ways. Did you join K2, Jason? Morning, Nick. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, Brock. Morning, Lorraine. Morning, Dijon. Morning, Airliner. Morning, Brenda. Sorry, Airliner. I'm not sure what your real name is, but I'm just going to call you Airliner because that's what it says here on Zoom. Morning, Barack. I'm pretty sure it's someone else that's been around for a while, but I see Airliner, so we'll see what that is. Morning, David. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So market's going to open in about 3 minutes. So as we said here from the retail sentiment, it's 56% long. Fundamentals are currently bearish. Let's take a look at the technicals real quick. We're obviously looking for a sell. Technicals are also a sell here. It's a bit indecisive with regard to the 1 minute over here because price is in between the pivots. Trend meter is blue, indicating that it's indecisive, but odds are it's probably going to come down further today. The 3 minutes also bearish. It's below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Same with the 5 minute, below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Lastly, here on the 10 minute, same situation. Price is below the pivots and then trend meter is red. So across the board right now, we're probably looking for a bearish bias. Let me go and mark up these liquidity areas real quick, just to confirm where liquidity is sitting today. It looks like there's a lot of liquidity on both sides. So price can really go either way this morning. No real confirmation as to where it's really going to go. So with the craziness going on today, guys, and a lot of news happening, we're probably going to be a bit careful and a little bit more conservative than normal. I mean, we've been pretty conservative lately, but today it looks like we're going to be pretty conservative with the war stuff going on and with the Fed speaking today with regard to FOMC. So looking at the news this morning, refreshing this right here, Thursday 17th, we have the G20 meeting all day today. Unemployment claims are released at 5:30. And then we have Fed member speaking pretty much all morning. So there was news at 5:30. Let me just try to mark that up as a horizontal line so that we can kind of see where price might be bouncing around from. So 5:30 is when news came out right here. This pink line right here is going to be when the news was released at 5:30. So market is opening in about 1 minute, guys. You can see right here, it's pretty much hit liquidity right here. I'll delete that. But one thing that you want to keep in mind is that there's a lot of sessions right here. It's bouncing directly off the London session and also the Asia low as well. Let me see if I can mark up the high lows here on the clean chart. Even though I don't think we're going to be having a breakout or any of that today, it's going to be a bit too risky. I'll try to catch it for you today, Stephen, if I can see it, but the market just doesn't look very smooth at all. So odds are it's probably not going to happen this morning, especially with all the war talk and all the craziness going on around the world right now. But yeah, guys, good morning. Let me see. Market's opening right about now. So the market is opening in about 8 seconds. The market is now opening in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Obviously, you can see we have a bearish bias here, but we'll see what happens when it actually opens up officially. All right, let's see. All right, so right here we have a bearish buy. So Stephen, if you're looking to take this breakout, you're looking for a strong red candle. It's probably gonna hit liquidity here. So if you do get a strong red candle, it could probably be a good move. One thing that you want to keep in mind is that there's a lot of liquidity on the top side too that's pending. There's liquidity right here, and liquidity up here. So I wouldn't necessarily hop in just yet. If I do see it and it looks good, then I'll tell you to hop in. But right now, it's not looking like it's currently down 219 points. Retail sentiment is currently 56% long, so we're definitely looking for sells today. So yeah, Steve, if you're looking for a breakout here, I wouldn't take it if it swings to a buy. I'll wait for it to come back down. But you can see right here that price is pretty much bouncing around the sessions, right? It is bouncing around the Asia low and London low. This is a problem because you don't want to be trading around the sessions. This is where price gets highly manipulated. So if this closes as a strong red candle right here, this will probably be your breakout, Stephen. If you do decide to take this, always remember to move your stop loss and profit when you have the opportunity, because the market can be moving kind of crazy today. It's also right at the sessions. You want to be very careful for that. So let's see. This might be your breakout entry right here, Stephen. If it closes as a strong red candle, you just got to make sure that the wick on the bottom is not too strong. I'll probably hop in with you, but I'll probably hop out quick too. I'll use a tighter stop loss. I'm not going to use a full 500. If it hits liquidity, I think it's going to keep dropping probably. So let's see. All right, I'm not going to enter just yet. I'm going to see if it comes back down. If price comes back down to entry, then I'll enter with a sell. All right, so let's see. I'm in this position right here. Let me see if I can move my stop loss and profit. So I'll have to adjust my TP lower. I'm moving my stop loss in profit, not yet. This thing is moving around like way too fast. Let me see on 1 minute here. All right, I'm gonna move my stop loss in profit shortly. It's pretty volatile, so I'm gonna give it some space first. After this candle here, I'm gonna let it hit liquidity, and then I'm gonna then move my stop loss in profit. All right, stop loss is now in profit. I'm in profit about 3,000 right now. I keep trailing it lower. Take off my TP. I need to remove this TP. All right. So I'm profit about 3,000 right now. I'm going to keep trailing it lower for this breakout. I need to keep an eye on this too in case it hits TP. It's getting close to my stop loss in profit. My stop loss is in profit though, guys. So if you guys are in this position, I do recommend moving your stop loss in profit. Fuck, it hit me. So my stop loss is too close. It already triggered my stop loss in profit. I made about, let me see, how much should I make off that trade? There's a lot of slippage right there. I made about 790. I tried to move my stop loss at 1,000, but in profit, but it spiked up and hit my stop loss. It's okay because this trade here is too risky anyways. As I mentioned, guys, I said if I was going to take it, I was going to move stop loss and profit rather quickly. So I made about 790 off that trade. It's all right. Better safe than sorry, because we can see how the market's moving right now. It's moving pretty crazy. I'd rather move my stop loss at profit than kind of be sweating right now as it move back up. So there you go. As price comes back down. Kind of tempted to re-enter, but I don't think I'm going to. Maybe I'll catch it for the last drop over here if I have some opportunity to re-enter. The only problem is that it's getting close to the New York low right here. This is why I was kind of being a bit cautious, because as it gets close to this New York low right here, it's probably going to bounce off it and swing back up. So if you guys are still in the position, I do recommend moving your stop loss in profit. Fortunately, I was up like 3,000. I could have just pulled out, but it's okay. I was trying to catch the big move like I've been doing like this entire week. So not bad. Looks like some of you guys, like everyone kind of locked in different profit. I locked in 790, Steven locked in 500, Fahad locked in 122, Rick locked in 624. Yeah, it looks pretty solid right here. Matthew locked in 120, Jason locked in 150. Looks like everyone here kind of locked in a bit of different profit because of the high volatility and slippage. The market's moving kind of crazy right now, guys. So you're going to run into some slippage. So you want to make sure that you're, adjusting your positions accordingly. This here is the breakout that we marked up. If you guys are just joining the room, you guys joined in a little late, but we took this breakout here for a quick little push. And then we pulled out in profit already. So I don't think anyone is still in the position. Volatility is really high. Slippage is high. You guys want to be very careful. There's a lot of stuff going on today with the whole Ukraine-Russia thing. Plus we have the Fed meetings today, I believe, Fed announcements. And then we have other news events as well going on. So you guys want to be super careful. There's also the G20 meeting today as well. Here you can see prices coming back down. This is anticipated, but I mean, it's too risky. I'm not going to hop back into it. I'm just going to wait for like an actual trade after, because I think this is too much stress for one to have this morning so early in the session. So this is probably the last push of it right here. You guys want to be a bit careful with it. Yeah, everyone here kind of used different. You can see a lot of people here locked in different profit. Albert locked in $40. Anton locked in 730. Profit's profit, guys. There's no problem with locking in a little bit of profit here, especially with a risky trade like this. I do think it's going to hit, but I wouldn't want to be stuck in it, praying that it'll drop, because it's going to be right next to the sessions as it comes back down. The one thing that you guys want to look out for is the sessions right here that I just mentioned. Because what can happen is price can drop down here, it can get really close to the sessions and then bounce right off it. That's why I moved my stop loss in profit. I put it a little close right here, so it closed me out. I was trying to get 100 pips. So technically right here, this is where it closed me out. Oh shit, my bad. It was right over, it was right over here. So when price dropped right here, I moved my stop loss right here to the liquidity area. And that's where it pulled me out. It only gave me 790 on some of my accounts because of the, I'm assuming the spread, and also because of the slippage, because price is just moving too fast. Rick said tried to re-enter, pulled out, made only $100. Yeah, I mean, you want to be careful with those entries there. Volatility is very high. Spread's probably wide right now too. Looking over here at the fundamentals, currently it's down 251 points. Looking over here at the stock index is completely green. You can see, I mean, red, sorry. You can see right here, it says Dow sheds more than 200 points with Russia-Ukraine tensions in focus. So as you can see right here, there's like no green stocks, a couple green stocks here, but not really very strong. It's just Walmart and Cisco. The rest right here are like barely in the green, less than 1 point. Everything else is pretty much red. So you guys want to be very, very careful with entering some trades today, because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and you get a huge spike either to the upside or to the downside. Worst case scenario, it goes against where your trade is, but I would definitely be looking for sells today. So that's going to be a main thing. One thing that we want to be careful of is these sessions right here. That's the main thing that we want to be careful of, guys. Yeah, Charles, there's a pending high low right there. If it does close below, it doesn't look like it's going to happen though, because it's swung right back up. Who knows? We'll see. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. All cleaned up. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw new lows. So we got a couple lows right there. Got a high right here. Let me take a look at the clean chart over here. So here's a clean chart. I'm gonna go and just clean everything up over here a little bit. I'm gonna go and draw some lines as well for the news events today, because I think there's news events coming up. So we got to make sure to keep an eye on that. And look at these big spikes right here to the upside. This is why you guys want to be very careful about entering trades when the market's super volatile like right now, because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then it spikes up complete opposite of where you're at. We are looking for sells, but one thing that you guys want to be careful for as well is that there's a lot of liquidity sitting on the top side. There's liquidity right here and then up here. So if price hits these liquidity areas, like it's, looks like it's going to right there, it can push up to this next area here, and then it can push up to this area up here. And, worst case scenario pushes up even higher. So be very careful with the trades you guys take, right? Be very selective. Make sure to check off all the confluences, make sure that everything's pretty solid. And don't take anything too risky. So I'm going to mark this up right here. This is a market open at 6:30. I'm going to draw a line right there to identify, or actually let's draw a line here first at 5:30 for the news that happened today. So there's the, oops, wrong tool. Here's a line from when news happened at 5:30. And here's a line from when market opened today. All right, so pink line news, blue line opening price. And you can see the volatility right here. This thing's moving pretty crazy. Each candle here is moving pretty heavy, almost 500 pips per candle. So I would not re-enter this, guys. If you guys are thinking about re-entering this, I think it's a horrible idea because the price is moving kind of crazy. I'm not going to re-enter it. I'm happy with my 790 profit or 1,000 profit I made today off that. And I'm going to wait for another entry to come up, like an actual entry, not something speculative. I was tempted to catch the last 100 pips right here, but after seeing the spike to the upside, it is kind of risky. So I'm definitely not going to take that. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. I was going to draw the blue line for opening price, which was right over here. Blue line's opening price. I'm gonna go over here real quick, draw a couple lines here at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And let me check the news real quick as well. So there you go, as price pushes down below. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits TP, but I don't want to hold on to it or even try to hop in for the last push that I normally do here, because it's going to touch the sessions right here. It'll probably hit TP and then bounce right up. It'll hit TP, then retrace to the upside. It's hidden liquidity right here though, so you can see this might give it its push just to hit the New York low here, and then probably bounce right back up from that point. Let me go to the news real quick. I want to make sure that I have stuff marked up here for the news. So today we have news at 7:30, which is going to be the natural gas storage, and then we have Fed member Bullard speaking at 8. Got a lot of news coming up today. There you go, full TP off the breakout, guys. So whoever held on to it, great work. You know, it played out exactly how we anticipated. This thing's going to hell right now. It's dumping. Obviously, I didn't re-enter. I wish I did, but you know, I'd rather be safe than sorry, of course. So let me just give a screenshot here for you guys. Steven, there goes your breakout that we were looking for. So I know every day you try to take a breakout. Guys, so Steven here, you know, we discussed Steven yesterday. Steven only takes like, you know, one trade a day. He takes the breakout or he takes one of the variations. And he's had a consistent push to the upside, you know, hitting all of his targets and passing his FTMO. So if you guys want to pass your FTMO, all you really need is like 1 or 2 trades a day, and you'll do pretty solid. So here's an update for the breakout. I'll try to take a screenshot of my profit shortly. You can see prices dumping right there. That's exactly what we were anticipating. So Dell over here locked in a total of 757 for the day. Nice work, Dell. Let me take a screenshot of mine as well. I did take a couple trades during Asia. I'm going to try to screenshot only the stuff from this morning because I already got some backlash from trading Asia yesterday. A couple people were complaining. I don't know. It's just, people are going to complain regardless, but I just don't want to deal with it. So I'm going to try to take a screenshot of only my profits from the live. All right, so let me just get this here. So, I mean, the profit was solid. It wasn't anything too crazy, but it was all right. All right, let me see. All right, so no entry available right now, but I do see something coming up shortly. All right, solid. Looks good. All right, guys, let me post my profits up real quick, and then I'll get back to our analysis. There's nothing up anyway, so we should be fine. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here are my profits from that trade that we just took right there. The breakout, trying to catch the full move, but I just moved my stop loss and profit a little early. So here's my personal account, made 18 bucks, not very much, but something. Here's my MFF locked in 800 right there. My other MFF locked in 800 right there as well. My copier locked in 690. And then my main account here, you can see the red strip because I moved my stop loss and profit locked in 790 off that. You guys can kind of see I couldn't cut off all the profits from yesterday. I took during Asia, but you can kind of see the blue right there. So I did have a couple wins yesterday during Asia session. So solid profits off that K2 breakout scalp. All right, so let's see. It's good. It's good. And there's no other entries available, guys. So I'm currently looking right now still, even though I posted my profits. There's nothing available. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, delete this. New low right there. All right, cool. So here we go with, there's news coming up at, I think 7 o'clock or 7:30. 7:30 and 8. So got news right there. But this whole day is a heavy news day. Not just there's not just news at that time. Okay, guys. So just keep that in mind. There's news pretty much all day today, because we have the G20 meeting. We also have Fed members speaking today. We have the war stuff going on as well, unemployment. There's a lot of stuff going on today. So you guys want to be a bit careful. I think the main thing that you want to be careful for is the stuff going on in Russia. This stuff is going to be the most important thing, because there's a lot of stuff that, like, if Russia sends out like its first attack on Ukraine, then you can probably see price drop even further. So this is getting updated by the minute. So a minute ago, this was updated. So stocks declined on Thursday as investors eye the Russia-Ukraine conflict and digested corporate earning reports. So as you guys can see, this thing is being updated daily, or not daily, by the minute. And you can see here that the fundamentals are dropping even further. It was 200 points earlier, now it's 310. We'll be looking for possible variations for a sell, but we're going to be a bit cautious with these entries here, because we do have news coming up right there. And you can see price here still dumping even further. So our bias today is for a sell, obviously, but you want to be a bit careful with these entries. Nice, Steven. All right, Steven, we'll see you tomorrow. Miles said, "How dare you trade Asia without us?" Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, Maddie said there was a triple confluence. I didn't see it myself. It was this one right here that Maddie was looking at. I wouldn't have taken it though, because it was right at the sessions. But yeah, Maddie is right. It was a triple confluence. Actually, no, this wouldn't have been one, Maddie, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We need about 5 candles for it to establish. There's only 4 here on the 4th from yesterday. Okay, that one's probably far back then. Oh, I can see it. I'm pretty sure you're referring to this one right here, right? Yeah, so Maddie's right. That did hit. It was a triple confluence. The only problem was that it was at the session, so that's the main reason I wouldn't have taken it. It did hit TP, but you can see it was kind of messy. It hit TP and then it bounced around a bit. Yeah, this would have been a close one, but it would have hit TP before that would have happened anyways. It's just choppy markets today, which is expected with everything going on in the world and in the market. All right, guys, so no entries here off, really any of these time frames. Nothing here off the 1 minute. Nothing here off the 3 minute. Price is way too below. 5 minutes, well, nothing there. 10 minute, nothing there either. But yeah, as you guys can see, the bias here is very bearish. So looking over here at the retail sentiment is currently 56% long. It hasn't changed at all since market open. Fundamentals are currently down 336 points. We're definitely looking for sells here. Looking at the stock index, everything here is red, aside from 2 stocks, same 2 stocks from earlier. Other than that, the technicals are also very red. The 10 minute is bearish because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Same with the 5 minute, same with the 3 minute, same with the 1 minute. So everything here is pointing towards a sell. The problem with this here, guys, is when everything's pointing towards a sell and it looks good, too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true, right? Everything is pointing towards a sell. So you guys want to be very careful, because you're going to get a lot of fake outs, a lot of traps. When everything is too obvious. You never want to take a trade when it's too obvious. Like if you're like, okay, this has to drop, this is where the traps come in. Because the thing is, when they have enough people here on the sell, they'll just spike price up to stop people out really quick and then dump it right back down. And you guys have seen that before. It happens all the time. This is why you guys want to be, that's why sometimes you kind of want a bit of a gray area. You don't want it to be an obvious sell. Because unless there's something like a big catalyst, like say Russia bombs Ukraine, then of course you're going to take the sell. But and you can see prices dumping right here further. The whole war stuff is pretty much, it's the it's putting basically, you know, gas to the fire, because whenever new updates come out right here, people are just going to keep selling, or they're going to pull out of whatever they're holding on to. So we'll keep following along, but I'm going to try to keep seeing when, you know, any updates happen here with regard to the war or whatever is going on out there in Ukraine right now. But as you guys can see, the entire US market is red. The Dow is down 368 points, S&P is down 52 points, NASDAQ's down 184 points, Russell 2K is down 17 points, VIX is currently up, but that's, you know, irrelevant comparing to the Dow that we trade. So just be careful here, guys. You might get a push to the upside as people buy the dip, but that push to the upside is not going to last very long. So we want a retracement to the upside, and then we'll catch it as it comes back down further, because I do think it's going to keep dropping for the rest of the day. But there's bound to be some sort of retracement at some point. Can't keep dropping forever, as you know, people usually try to buy the dip. So just be careful, guys. Obviously, you can see right here from market open up until 7 o'clock, we have a bearish bias. For the next hour, price might be correcting to the upside. It might even come up to here, retest the opening price, and then possibly come back down. I don't think it'll come that high because that's a really big push to the upside, but it's a possibility. Yeah, about 1,500 pips. It's way too far of a push to the upside. But I don't recommend anyone chase this sell here, at least not yet, unless you have an actual entry. Damn, this thing is dumping pretty heavy. Kind of wish I held, and if I held on to the breakout earlier, we could have made a whole lot of profit off that, because the breakout happened like way over here. When did it happen? Right here at 6:32. Imagine if you held the breakout till now, it would have been down about 1,500 pips. It's all good though. Market was too crazy this morning. If it wasn't this crazy, then yeah, I would have held on to it, but it wasn't as clear as we would want it to be. Plus there's a lot of sessions down here, so this is why it became, you know, a bit of a red zone for us. So here we go, as price continues to drop. I don't recommend anyone chase this drop here, because this waterfall is going to stop at some point. Can't keep pushing forever. Rick said he's in it. Nice work, Rick. Yeah, so Rick's holding on to it, looks like. Let's take a look at everyone's profits real quick before we continue on. Let me just copy this stuff over so you guys can see what I did today. Yeah, these are my profits from this morning. Nothing too crazy, but I mean something, right? It's not nothing. I mean, it's not no Monday or Thursday or Tuesday profits, but it is something. So let's see. Dell over here sent in more profits. He locked in a total of 964 for the day. Great work, Dell. Let's see. Scrolling down right here, Dre locked in 117. Nice work, Dre. Let me just copy this stuff over to the post for later today as well. If you guys have any profits, just send them in. I'll add them to the list to be posted later today. Miles over here sent in his profits, locked in 409 for the day. Great work, Miles. Let's see, Maddie over here locked in a total of 1,390 off this account. Locked in 545 off this account. Locked in 1,090 off this account. Locked in 550 off this account. And then on his last account over here, locked in a total of 1,580. So great work right there, Maddie. Nice work with all those right there. Other than that, I think that's it for right now. Let me see if there's any other profits here to review. Vincent over here as well. So Vincent made 2,270. Nice work, Vincent. Looks like he pulled out of that a lot earlier than we did earlier. I probably should have pulled out on that too, because I was up already like 3,000. Andreas over here locked in a total of 370. Great work, Andreas. All right, guys, if you guys have more profits, send them in. I'll add them to the list to be posted with all the results today. Other than that, we'll be looking for another entry here. Obviously, you can see price is still kind of dropping. Last thing you want to do is bandwagon onto these drops, guys, and then price ends up spiking but right back up. So be very careful if you guys are looking to enter right now because price is cutting into the new hour. I'm expecting some retracement here when price hits 7. I don't know if it's going to retrace that high. It might retrace maybe slightly and then consolidate a bit. Maybe push up a little higher and then dump right back down. Or maybe not even this high. Price might even go like to there, consolidate a bit, push up a little higher, and then come right back down, right? Same pattern that we see very often, especially on a heavy day like this where price is obviously going one direction. Nice. Rick said he got stopped out, made it grand. Nice work, Rick. Yeah, Maddie said there's a ton of liquidity on the bottom side. So Maddie still has his Maddie still has all of his liquidity areas marked up from prior days. So he's never removed these yet. There's a lot of liquidity sitting right there. So we can probably expect that to drop even further, but we'll have to see. Let's see, Orain over here sent in his profits, locked in a total of 596 for the day. Great work, Orain. Yeah, Dell said, I think I'm going to chill since the news is about to start popping off. Yeah, no, definitely. Can see that. All right. Other than that, let's see. Damn, Rick. Rick said trying to save my 50K funded account was 700 away from blowing it. Damn, Rick, how did that happen? You're doing so well like the beginning of the week. And we haven't had any losses this week, so that's what I'm cool with. But oh man, it was my own. The last 2 days we haven't had very much. Rick said not using K2. Yeah, I know. You're taking a lot of the riskier trades, Rick, which is okay. I mean, sometimes they play out, sometimes they don't. I'll use R1 using Jeff's stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. All right, so let me see what else we got over here real quick. Yeah, so see retail sentiment. I mean, it might be increasing because people are trying to buy the dip. So yeah, retail sentiment is now 58% long, meaning that 58% of retail traders are on the long side that have buys. So looking at this right here, guys, I think price will keep dropping, but they might spike price up slightly or temporarily to lure in some more buyers because a lot of people are trying to buy this dip. So I think price might keep dropping, honestly. I don't know if it'll even come back up because if this number over here continues to increase because people are trying to buy the dip, they're just going to stop everybody out. And we're not going to be one of those suckers. We're going to be trading against them. So we'll be waiting for an entry there. Fundamentals are now down 450 points. It's a lot of points to be down today. But we will be waiting for this to provide an entry. We don't have any entry right now. We need a retracement. And then we catch it as it drops back down. Rick used a flat earth strategy. And he's aligning the moon though. Yeah, Tiana said there's a lot of major fake outs this week. Yeah, there's a ton. That's why you guys want to be very careful with these entries here, because you don't want to get in too early. You want to get in too late. You want to get in just at the right time. So I'm waiting for this to retrace back up slightly, specifically for a buy signal, and I'll catch it as it comes back down further. I do think it's going to keep dropping because this war stuff isn't getting any easier. The war stuff going into Ukraine is just getting worse by the minute. You can see right here, new update for the Russia-Ukraine stuff. It was just updated a few minutes ago. It's just going to keep getting worse. So also the weekly jobless claims went up. So a lot of jobs are well, the unemployment news wasn't positive. So there's bad news, plus Ukraine stuff is going on, plus there's other news events going on today. It's just a big mess. Here goes the pending buy signal here. And here's a retracement that we were looking for. We want this to retrace up slightly, then we can probably get a variation for a sell or something like that. And then hop in for, a decent move here. To be honest, I blame it on the moon too. There's some people that trade on moon phases. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about that. We were talking like a couple years ago. People are talking about that in K2, trading off moon phases. There's an actual indicator for moon phases. I guess like people I don't know. It's a strategy where you could even like if you look it up here, if you just type in moon, it's like an actual strategy. Like you can see here how the background got colored. People trade based off the moon phases. So they're like, okay, moon is full moon or half moon, and people will take a trade in that direction, hold on to it until the moon phase changes. If you guys want to take a look at that, it's kind of interesting how it works. Yeah, exactly. John said it's no crazier than stuff like Fibonacci. If enough people adopt moon phases, it would be a legit strategy. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Peter said there used to be a guy here who was a moon guy and had a whole PDF about it. Marisa said moon instead of tea leaves. Yeah, man. If you guys have any free times, it's something kind of interesting to check out. It is kind of an interesting strategy because it's something that it's like unorthodox, nothing that you normally see, but people do use it. It's an interesting way to look at the market. I guess because a lot of people kind of tied moon phases to people's personalities, and since trading has to do with a lot of psychology, I guess that's kind of what people use. I would prefer to use the retail sentiment so I can see where people are actually trading versus using other background stuff. But whatever floats your boat. You guys can use horoscopes if you think that's going to help you trade and stuff like that too. All right, so retail sentiment is currently 60% long. So this is perfect, guys. We just don't have that retracement that we're looking for. We need that retracement with a buy signal so we can take a sell. I don't know if this candle right here is a green candle or a red candle. What is it? It looks like a green candle. So technically, if this was a buy signal, this would be a V3, but unfortunately, there's no retracement candle here, so we can't take this. But technically, if this would have been a V3. It's not a V3 though, just FYI, because you don't have the retracement candle or signal here. We need that retracement signal in order for us to have a V3, unfortunately. Yeah, no, Rick, you can do that too. If actually that could be if there was if there was majority of women that were traders, that could probably affect the market if you really think about it. But yeah, Rick said it makes for a real moody trade. Basically, Rick's daily way of trading, a lot of emotions set forth on these big moves here. All right, guys, so we have a pending buy signal here. You can see price is just ranging now at this moment. So looking at this right here, there we go with the pending buy signal, or the buy signal that we need. We need this to close. We got about 30 seconds. Hopefully it closes within the next 30 seconds or so. And then we'll see the push from there. Barack, funny. Peter said stocks at risk of bearish head and shoulder pattern. Bank of America chart and an analyst says, yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't even need the head and shoulder pattern, but yeah, I could see that happening because there's a lot of things that are pointing towards a sell. This is perfect right here. We need this to close. And then we can look for possible variations to the bottom side or triple confluences, whatever you guys are looking for. We'll find something here. This is possibly a variation. I mean, we'll see V3. this kind of, I don't know, for some reason, this trade kind of feels a bit risky. The stop loss is kind of too tight. I don't know if I'm going to take this first. I'll probably just let this go, and then I'll take the next one if and when it appears. It's just a little too close. So if this closes here, guys, I don't think I'll be taking it. Maybe I'll wait for it to retrace up a bit more, and then maybe I'll make a late entry. I'll let you guys know if that becomes a case. But the stop loss is just too tight. We want it to be at least like 300 pips for there to be some sort of leeway here, because there's just not much at all. Yeah, there's not going to be much at all. It's going to be like less than 200 pips. So we're not taking this trade here, guys. FYI. Not going to enter this. It's just too tight of a move. And I'm not going to FOMO into this move either. If you guys are wondering, sometimes I do FOMO into the move and I catch the last push of it, like the last 100 pips or whatever. I don't think I'm going to do that with this. And it's just too close of a trade here. If there was liquidity areas down here, then yes, of course I would do it, but it's just too risky right now. Looks like it's going to hit TP almost. Exactly, yeah. So D said if it ends up dumping, we'll probably get a sell signal and a triple confluence. So I'm waiting for that. Same here. I'm waiting for that as well. All right, so let's see what else we got over here. And this is exactly why I wouldn't want to enter the trade. You can see a price isn't really moving how it would just initially just hit TP, right? It's kind of just going sideways right now. So this is why I wouldn't really want to mess with it, even though I do think it's going to hit TP. There you go, full TP right there. It's all good. I didn't catch it. Would have been solid if we caught it, but it's okay. Now that price is kind of confirmed that, you know, it's moving in the direction that we want it to. On the next variation or next whatever entry, I'll hop in. You can see right there, big spike. So if you guys are entering these trades, you guys got to get out right away. You got to make sure your TP set, because check that out. It hit TP and then it spiked all the way back up. This is exactly what I was worried about, because stuff like this will happen pretty much all day with all the crazy stuff going on in the news. So again, right there, but you guys can see it's a clear example of why you guys want to be very careful with these entries here. That could have ended horribly if you didn't have your TP set. So if you guys are entering these trades, you got to make sure you have everything set up right away. You guys can't risk entering a trade without a TP or stop loss, because you can get burnt really quick. So let's see what we got over here. Yeah, huge spike. So that spike went up about 300 pips. If your stop loss is really close at about 300 pips, this is why you guys want to have a bit of a wider stop loss, because you want to get caught in these spikes. Price comes up and it comes right back down. Yeah, 19 said very scary. The Johnson market's looking like ass. It is. That's why I'm being so patient with this stuff right now. Vincent had a question. I just saw in the chat right here. Vincent was asking, how do you know when to enter? You got to get familiar with the strategies, Vincent. So everyone here is already familiar with strategies. I know you just rejoined K2. It's been a while. You got to be familiar with what we're doing here. You can't just hop into trades. We apply about 4 strategies here on the live sessions pretty much every morning. You got to be familiar with the strategies. If you haven't watched any of the other live sessions, Vincent, go and watch all of the live sessions to be familiar with the strategies, especially if you don't have access to the strategies. If you just have access to the live sessions, then your best resource is to go back and watch all the previous live sessions and see which strategies we're applying, because I do put the requirements on the chart here. But we don't necessarily teach anything on here. This is all live trading. If you want to learn the teaching stuff, then check out the mentoring sessions, Vincent. Everything is there for you. You just got to go and watch them. So let me see if I can get you show you where they're at. So if you go on the YouTube channel, this is the K2 YouTube channel right here. If you want to go and watch the previous videos, you just go over to videos here, and all of the ones with the white background are all the live sessions. We trade live every day. It's the same thing pretty much every day. The ones with the green background are the mentoring session. So you got to get up to speed. You got to understand how everything works before you can start entering trades with us here. Should have been first step to go back and look, because there's a couple different strategies that we apply here. Mainly the V3, V2, high lows, and sometimes the triple confluence if they come up. But for the most part, you just need to focus on the V3s here, because that's pretty much what we've been applying for the most part. Thanks, Alan. Alan said economic advisors talking about US economy. All right, so the Fed is starting to speak now, or they're probably going to start speaking soon. As you guys can see, price isn't really doing much anymore. Price is now just going sideways. Sideways movement right now. Just some snail movement. We'll see if price drops below here. I don't want this to close with the sell signal yet. If it does close with the sell signal, I want it to close below this line right here. If it closes below here, we'll have an entry for a triple confluence. That's exactly what I want. Once we get that there, we can hop into a trade here for a triple confluence. So that's exactly what I'm looking for here, guys. All right, so as you can see, price is just going sideways. Here's the clean chart. Let me go and just draw that high and that low right there. But right here, you can see that price is literally just going sideways at the moment. All right, so here's the retracement that I was just talking about earlier, right, guys? So I mentioned that when price cuts into 7 o'clock, which is a new hour, 7 to 8, price is likely to retrace up a bit, probably consolidate a bit, push up a bit higher. We don't know how high this is going to go, but eventually it's going to come back down. I don't think this is going to hold up. It's going to come back down at some point. The reason for that is because retail sentiment is currently 61% long. A lot of people are buying the dip here. All these people are going to get stopped out at some point today. Like if you're like catching this dip to the up, or this, you're trying to buy the dip. This is a really risky time to buy the dip because there's no reason for the price to really go up. Fundamentals are currently, they're down pretty heavy. The war talk is still going on. And there's other news going on today as well. The Fed's going to be speaking about the economy. We have natural gas storage at 7:30. The G20 meetings going on. A lot of like negative things that could be affecting the market. So as you can see right here, unemployment claims came out at 5:30. It was negative. Philly manufacturing index came out. It was also negative. Housing starts were also negative. Not expecting much of good news to be coming out today. So we'll be ready for it for when it comes. It's just going to be a matter of time for these to show up here. So possible entry here for a V3. I don't think I'm going to take this either, guys, because you can see right here, the stop loss is still too close. It's like 120 pips. So you need this to be about 300 pips for me to feel safe about taking it. It's just too close right now. So I would not take this here, guys. I know we're looking for V3s and for sells, but we want to have some cushion in case price spikes up just like it did right here. I know this hit CP, but the thing is you want to have a fully operational entry here where you have everything lined up, confluences line up, confidence is on 100. Confidence would not be on 100 taking a trade right here because your stop loss would be way too close. It'd be at about 180 pips, which it'll probably hit TP, but this is just way too risky. So if you guys are in this position here, for you guys that do know the strategy, make sure that you have a TP set. It's about to hit TP right now, because the last thing you want to do is let it hit TP, you don't exit, and then it spikes right back up and stops you out. There you go, full TP off that right there. But it's, like I mentioned, it was too close. So I'm waiting for an actual good entry there. Full TP off that. So if you guys are in this position, make sure that you close out in profit. If you guys have not closed out yet, I would recommend closing out as soon as possible or moving your stop loss in profit. Because price is still pushing up. We're still waiting for this right here. to confirm its swing back to the downside. You can see right here, big green candle. It's doing exactly what we were kind of anticipating right here. You got to be careful with these entries here. Make sure that you have your TP set at all times. It's probably not the time now to take these risky moves that we've been doing, where we try to ride the position. The only reason we're riding the position like we did earlier for the breakout, guys, was because there was liquidity at the bottom, right? There's no liquidity here. If there was liquidity around this area, then yeah, I would let the trade run, but there's no liquidity there. Liquidity is way down here. So that's why you guys want to be very careful with these entries, because last thing you want to do is get caught in a spike to the upside. I know you guys saw that nasty spike last night, right? At like 10 o'clock. Or was that? It was like right over here. Huge spike. So if you didn't have a TP set for this, you would have got to stop right out. But if you had a TP, it would have been pretty solid, because you would have pulled out right away. So we will be waiting for the next entry here. I was hoping that price would be moving a bit more so we have more entries. Unfortunately, price hasn't really been moving very much. Price is pretty much moving like a snail right now. All right, so we got a pending sell signal right here. I'm hoping it doesn't close because I don't want the sell signal to come up. I'd rather have some sort of low here established and then have it push up slightly. So I would want a low here and then have price push up a little slightly, let 5 candles pass, drop down for triple confluence, and then take the entry right there. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm hoping this does not close with the sell signal. If it does, it's all right, but not exactly what I'm waiting for here. All right, perfect. No sell signal there. What I want to happen here now, guys, is I want price to retrace or consolidate for a bit. Either retrace or consolidate. I want 5 candles to pass, and then I want price to come right back down. When price comes right back down and closes below here, I'm going to be taking this for a triple confluence. Triple confluence is right over here. So I don't want price to break this point, and I don't want the sell signal to come up for another 5 minutes, basically. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a momentum signal for a sell to break below here, but we need this low here to be established first. So we need this not to close and not to break, and it just broke. Damn. So this is actually going to be a pivot entry if it closes. But, you know, like I was mentioning before, guys, it's like a double confluence, not a triple confluence. This could be a possible scalp. It might be too late to enter, but this is a pivot scalp right here. It's kind of too late to enter the trade. Yeah, so what I might, what I was trying to do here was waiting for it to possibly pull back a little bit, and I'll catch as it comes back down, but it doesn't look like it's going to come up. So I was waiting for it to pull back slightly and then come down. Too late. It already hit TP. Man, this market is moving too quickly, or it's moving quickly, but not really at the pace that we want it to. So yeah, that was a pivot scalp right there. If you guys aren't familiar with that strategy, it was a pivot scalp entry. Confirm, valid K2 momentum signal for a sell. Make sure that it closes below the pivots and enter on the open of the falling candle, which should be right there. Yeah, man, I was hoping this would come up right here, but it's hitting liquidity now. I'm thinking about taking a speculative. I'm not going to do it. Hey, Maddie, can you give me an updated screenshot of your markups? Is it still hitting liquidity right there? I know there's a lot of liquidity. I want to see if it's getting close to other liquidity price points. So here's Maddie's profits for the day. He made 2,340. Nice work, Maddie. All right, so it is hitting liquidity right here. I'm tempted to enter and then hold on for a drop. It's too late. Fuck. I can't enter anymore. I was going to enter when it was right here, but it's too late. Because I do expect it to push down lower. It's hitting liquidity right here, and it's probably going to drop to the next level. but I'm not going to chase it. So what I'm going to look for here is I'm going to look for price to retrace back up and then come back down. So what I want is for price to come up and then from there, drop back down to here, and then I'll probably enter because it's probably going to push even lower. So this is why I don't want to enter for the liquidity push, because if you're going to enter, you'd have to enter like right here. Catch it for maybe at 100, 200 pips. Here we go. It's price retest the liquidity area right here. And then we'll see if it continues to, drop at this point. Let's see. 19 is asking for V2 on the week. I don't see a V2 right here. 19. In order for there to be V2, it'd have to be a strong green candle. So that there couldn't be a wick here on the bottom. This is a V1 actually. So not a V2, but a V1. But I'm not going to take any buys here. Obviously, I'm looking for sells. But yeah, this would be a V1 because there's a double wick rejection. A V2 is when it's followed by a strong candle in the opposite direction. Yeah, no, you're right, 19. That is a V1 right there, but I wouldn't have taken it because price is too strong for a sell right now. So yeah, that would be the V1 right there. It would have hit TP already. Really quick push to the upside. And there's news coming in about 7 minutes. Thanks, Maddie, for confirming. So we got news right here at this red line. We want to be a little bit careful, or as careful as possible, to not get caught in any possible price manipulation due to the news. It's not a high impact news, but it is, I think, oil inventories. Yeah, natural gas storage, which, I mean, it could affect the market or it won't, which depends. So let's see, we got about 6 minutes till the news event. I'm probably going to hold off until that passes. And then from there, hopefully catch something. I'm hoping to catch at least one more trade before the end of the session. I know I made decent profit for the day already. I just want to make a little more off that there. All right, so this is what Maddie's looking for. He's looking for the retracement to the upside and then a drop right back below around news time. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for too as well, Maddie. So it looks pretty solid. Looking at the profits over here, Scotty sent his profits. He locked in 920 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. Dell over here locked in a total of 1,226. All wins, no losses. Nice work, Dell. Patrick over here locked in a total of 4,802. All wins, no losses. Great work, Patrick. And Kip over here locked in a total of, wow, 20,000 for the day. So nice work, Kip. Kip said, I think I'm done. Open was pretty good, but it's pretty much frozen since then. Yeah, no, I agree, Kip. So really great work right there, locking in those profits. Jason over here as well, locking some more profit at 2. He sent in his profits, locked in a total of 1,358 for the day. All wins, no losses. Nice work, Jason. And then his other account over here, 5,195. A couple losses there, very small. Looks like they might have been stop losses in profit. Might have gotten some slippage, but definitely great profits right there all across the board. Maddie over here too. Maddie's currently up. Nice. For the week, he's up 1,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, about close to 10,000 for the day or for the week. So nice work right there, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie said trading more conservative now compared to before, slow and steady. Yeah, smart way to do it. Miles up here as well, locked in a total of 536 for the day. Great work, Miles. And these are all different people, guys. It's not just one person profiting, it's everybody. So keep it going. So no entry right here yet off the 1 minute, unfortunately. The price is just dropping lower, which means no problem, but I was hoping we'd get something at this point. All right, deleting these right here. All right, looks good for the most part. There's nothing here on the 3. There was a nice 3 minute V3 right here. I didn't even notice that. That was pretty, well, I mean, it's the same thing. It was kind of too small. So there was another V3 right there off the 3 minute, would have been a full TP. Over here as well on the 5 minute, V3 there too. And there's a lot of V3s here that all hit. So 5-minute V3 full TP, 3-minute V3 full TP, 1 minute couple of V3s all full TP, 10-minute over here as well. Solid moves across the board. Still looking for some sort of entry here. There's no entry that's available currently. Hoping for a bit more of a retracement. It's okay because news is coming up shortly. I'm not going to take any trades until until it reaches the news anyways. Oh, Randy said 5-minute didn't have one. Oh yeah, you're right. So no pending off that off the 5. So we wouldn't have taken it, but that could have been used as a confluence for the 5-minute. If you're using the original strategy with no momentum, then yeah, that would have been an entry, but we use the momentum now. So technically no entry off the new and improved version of the strategy. All right, Maddie said bouncing off 2 previous lows right now. Okay, perfect. So it's bouncing off 2 previous lows. We'll probably see some retracement here. Probably when the news happens, it'll push up slightly and then it'll come back down, which is what I'll be looking for and waiting for. So what I need right now is I need an opposite signal for a retracement confirmation. And then once we get that retracement, we can catch it on its way back down. All right. So I need you to push up higher. Yeah, exactly, Randy. He's going to improve, definitely. It's just a lot better with better confluences. So the pending momentum is obviously going to be a good thing. All right. So news is coming up in about a minute, guys. I'm going to give it some time. Not really much is going on. Snail movement right now. It's going sideways. Looks like volatility died down pretty heavy too. So market opened right here. Let me just draw a line at 6:30. You guys can see all the movement happen within the first 3 minutes. So the first 30 minutes of the market, price made its entire move right here. Luckily, we caught some of that move off the breakout. Right now, there's not really much going on. You can see the volatility has died down tremendously. In the last 5 minutes or so, price has only moved about 300 pips. It's about 300 pips there, 300 pips there. You know, not very much movement at all. And it's fine because the news is happening right now. So we kind of want this to, I was hoping it was going to trace up a little more, but it hasn't. Looking over at retail sentiment, refreshing this right now. It's still at 61% long. So we're definitely still looking for sells. We just need this to push up a little more. Let's see, Maddie just sent me. All right, cool. Yeah. So Maddie said it was testing the, that's perfect. It was testing the liquidity zone right here. It didn't break below, but it tested it. So I wanted to retrace up and then come back down and retest it a second time or third time. And when it does that, it's probably going to break right through. So that's perfect. All right. So Maddie kind of identified a liquidity zone right here or liquidity area. All right, perfect. So I'll just kind of mimic what he has right there on the chart. What I would like is I would like price to push up higher. There we go with that pending opposite retracement signal right there. I want it to push up higher. When it comes down a second time and breaks this area, I do expect it to come down pretty heavy. Not super heavy, but you know, maybe like a 200 to 500 pip move from there. All right, so perfect. This is exactly what we needed. Checking out the news. Let's see if it was positive or negative. The news this morning was negative. All right, perfect. It was negative. So we'll let price push up and then we'll catch it as it comes back down. Thanks, Bob, for that confirmation there. All right, so we'll let price retrace up a bit. We need that buy signal in order for us to confirm it. So let's see if this closes with the buy signal there. There we go, perfect. a possible V3 right here or not. We'll see. The only problem with this is the same thing we were running into earlier, guys. The TP stop loss area is going to be way too close. So I don't know if I'd even take this right here. I mean, if I'm going to take it, I'm probably going to have to use a negative risk towards maybe a 30-10 split for the TP stop loss. Yeah, Maddie said we needed to retrace more. And there's no entry off that because there's another high that was pushed a little further there. So that's fine. We wanted to push up higher. All right, Jay said there's a V3 on the 5-minute. That's okay. Yes, there's a V3 on the 5-minute pending right here. I'm not going to take this trade because I'm not looking for any buys, but we will be following it to see how it moves up, because what we can do is we can catch it as it comes back down. That's going to be the key thing there. This will be a confluence to indicate that price is retracing up slightly. We'll catch it as it comes right back down. It's pretty much what we'd be looking for. All right, possible V3 right here on the 1-minute. I know we wanted to push a little bit higher, but we'll see. I mean, the unfortunate thing is the same problem here. TP stop loss is just too close. We want some space there, but it's going to be hard to get, especially if the market keeps moving this slow. So yeah, I personally wanted to retrace up a little more. If we get a V3 here, I'm not going to take it. It's too tight. Exactly. Yeah, Maddie said we need more space. Might get spiked out. I agree. So if this closes here, I'm not going to take it. Yeah, it's just too close. Because you can get spiked out pretty easily right here. If price ends up spiking up, your stop loss is way too close. It's 200 pips. You gotta factor in spread as well. Yeah, I'm not gonna take it. The 5-minute here could still be closing as well. So we're not in this position right here, guys. As I mentioned earlier, this is just too close of a move. What I'll do is I'll probably follow it. If it pulls up a bit and retraces and then comes back down, then maybe I'll enter with the sell stop, because I just want to make sure there's enough space there. It's about 25 pips, so. And also we have an opposite entry over here off the 5-minute too. Yeah, and there goes price. It drops below. So the 5-minute over here just closed. This is technically the entry on the 5-minute. Personally, I'm not going to mess with it. It's too close. It's even close on the 5-minute. The stop loss here is only 300 pips. So what might happen here is price will probably hit TP and then it'll come back down. Probably hit its TP. And then it'll make its way back down, unless it already hits you on the 1. Yeah, and there goes a 1 right there. I'm kind of tempted to take a speculative. No, it's too close. If this thing dropped to the liquidity right here, then I would take it. But it's not exactly there. But it's not close enough. Yeah, like if this cut into the liquidity right here, I for sure would take it for the last push, but I'm not gonna FOMO into this trade here. Oh, exactly, yeah. And one thing that D mentioned is that we can get a triple confluence. So that's probably what I'd be looking for here as well. If I can get a triple confluence, I would actually enter that. So I'll be waiting for it. Yeah, Rick said, I don't like this channel now. It's getting close to 8. Yeah, I agree, Rick. It's getting close to 8 o'clock where the Fed is going to speak. And also it's like dead zone time for the most part. still no entry here. I'm not in this V3 right now, guys. We just have it marked up because it's technically a V3 entry, but it was too close. If this closes below this this low though with the sell signal, then this would be a triple confluence. Yeah, iPhone said what I've been playing around with when the stop loss is close is to use a deeper stop loss, especially knowing that momentum signal tends to push 10 pips super quick. Yeah, I do that too sometimes, iPhone as well. I'll enter with a 10 pip stop loss, but I'll have a wider, oh no, with a 10 pip TP, but a wider stop loss, kind of similar to what we usually use here on the 1 minute for the other variations, because we just want that safety cushion. We know it's probably gonna hit TP. Because technically, if you did that right here, iPhone, you would have hit full TP like 2 or 3 times already. So definitely a smart move. That's what I do as well. It's not something that I recommend other people do because it does bring out the greed in a lot of people, right? You see a lot of people get greedy. They'll end up having like no stop loss and they're just going to try to go for 10 pips. But in some situations, it doesn't always work out that way. So you definitely need to have, you want to have a stop loss, just not too close and not too far. That's one thing to keep in mind, because I see people get way too greedy. They don't put any stop loss, and sometimes it never comes down or never comes up in your direction. So sometimes you guys just got to learn how to eat the loss when it's anticipated. But no entry here yet still, guys. It's still pushing. This is technically the V3 that was running earlier. The reason why we didn't take this V3 is because the stop loss was too close. We generally wanted to have at least a 300 pip to 400 pip cushion. There's about a 250 pip here, which is just way too tight. Yeah, exactly. Patrick said deeper stop loss and lower lot size helps with nerves. Exactly. If you're taking a risky trade, guys, use a smaller lot size, because you're not going to risk as much. You're not going to go into such heavy drawdown compared to if you're using a full lot size. Rick's like laughing because Rick's like, yeah, I never do that. Rick does the opposite. Tighter stop loss, higher lot size. Because he definitely wants the nerves. That's for sure. All right, guys. So we'll see what happens in the next couple minutes. All right, so this is now pushing up. This might be providing for another not triple confluence, another V3, which is okay because we can probably enter the next one if that becomes the case. All right, so we're not in this one. Just a reminder, not in this one right here. If another triple confluence comes up, maybe I'll hop into that one. The only problem with this, guys, is that price is literally ranging right now. It's consolidating sideways within this small area. There's like literally nothing going on with price. So this is kind of something that you don't want to get caught in. Again, right here, same situation. I think the stop loss might be again too close, which is an issue. That's the main issue that we have here. This is actually even tighter than the other one. Yeah, exactly. Rick said, this is how I blow accounts in channels. You should never trade when price is consolidating like this. This is, even Rick said this is like, he's even realized that this is how he blows accounts because he trades when there's no direction. You definitely don't want to be trading when price is just consolidating like this here. So again, technically a V3 entry here, but not a good one. I'm not going to take this one, guys, unfortunately. Again, another avoided trade because it's just, this thing is just going sideways, guys. You want the problem with this right here, and I'm glad we didn't take it because look, it probably would hit your stop loss if you took that trade there. So you guys got to pay attention and understand when it's not time to take the trade. So thankfully we did not take this trade. Thankfully we didn't take this trade either. Because what you want to look for, guys, is you're looking for price to break out of this consolidation phase right here. Because one of two things happens. When price starts to squeeze like this, especially in a tight little consolidation range, it's going to break out one way or the other, either to the top or either to the bottom. This is why we're waiting for price to close below here with a sell signal. Because if we got to close below here with a sell signal, it's going to hit liquidity. Plus, it's going to be a triple confluence. So pretty much like almost a guaranteed win right there. And there you go. As price rejects directly off that high. So these two highs here are at the same exact price point. Uh, yeah, Rick said, after 10 months, I figured out KT momentum needs actual momentum. Yeah, exactly. That's why we trade it in the direction of the trend, because we want the momentum to be pushing with the trend. So the momentum continues to pick up. Another thing right here from Peter. Peter mentioned when FOMC member Bullard speaks in 18 minutes, we should see the market move more. Yeah, definitely. He's going to talk about the US economy. Probably going to make some comments with regard to the stuff going on in Ukraine as well. So this was just updated again a minute ago, guys. So like this is being updated by the minute. It says stocks extend losses as Russia-Ukraine tensions weigh on the markets. Dow drops nearly 500 points. So this is where you want to be careful as well, because if they keep reporting on the market dropping, then price is probably going to push up. It's going to do the opposite. It's not going to do it for a long time, but it's going to do the opposite for an X amount of period. So we will have to wait for this to continue pushing. Yeah, so Charles did mention a V1 right here. Not one that I would take, but yes, there was technically a V1 that was right there, Charles. Not a good V1 though, but nonetheless, V1 right there. So yeah, we will continue to watch here. Let's take a look at the retail sentiment. Retail sentiment's now at 62% long. One thing that you guys could be looking out for, this is what probably would be your best option, is to wait for the mid-market reversal, right? So let it push up like this. Like letting it push up like this is fine. What you want to do is you want to draw the high lows below, because you can see right here now that there is a lot of liquidity on the bottom side, right? So what you can wait for here is you can wait for price to come back down. And when it finally does come back down to this area, you're probably going to see it drop even further for a pretty big dump. There goes the 5-minute that we were looking at earlier. It did hit full TP. Looks like it can be coming back down at any moment now. So the TP here has been hit. This trade is done with. Full TP right there. Now we can probably expect it to come down shortly. Rick said go down to the 1-year chart to find the next zone down. I don't think we got to go that far back. There should be a zone here, right, on the 5. So this is probably what I could do here, is I could probably draw the high lows on the higher time frames, like let's say the 10. Oh, Rick wasn't joking. He's being serious. Go down to the 1-year. So let's see. No, we got a couple here on the 30. 50 as well. Actually, none here on the 15. 30 has a couple though. All right, so looking over here on the 30-minute time frame, there's it's pretty far down. Maybe the 45 will have better. No, it's already been broken. All right, the hour, and that's about it. Yeah, so there's nothing here. The next zone is it's actually not that far. Full TP off that V1 right there, Charles. So nice work on identifying that. Full TP right there. Price is now starting to drop pretty heavy right over here. I was hoping this would close below this area here so we can catch we could probably still get it. It'll probably be a damn, look at that big spike, that candle. So this is why you guys do not want to play with the market. Look at how much it's pushing up right here. Huge, huge spike right there. So you definitely don't want to be messing with it. Yeah, that would have sucked. If you were in this, if you took a trade here and you didn't pull out your TP, this is, I don't think this is a good day to let the trades run, guys, because you can see that this is a huge candle right here. Like say you got faked out and you try to enter this for a sell, or you chase the sell. Damn, look at that big wick, 700 pips. Yeah, so guys, as I discussed earlier, remember how I mentioned you don't want to be chasing these moves. if you're chasing these sells here, you probably would have gone stopped out, and here you go as it comes right back down again. Such a messy market. This is technically a triple confluence if it closes below here. I don't know if it's going to close below here, but I mean, even if it does, I don't think I'm going to take it. You guys can see how crazy the market's moving. Huge wick on the bottom side, huge wick on the top side. So check out this right here. Huge wick. Look on the bottom side, huge wick. So yeah, definitely want to be a bit careful with the market right now. See if there's any update here. Okay, so let's see. Council of Economic Advisors Chair Cecilia Rose testifies about the U.S. economy. So this is going on right now. I'm not sure what they're discussing. Obviously, the U.S. economy, but I don't know the specifics. This could probably be affecting the market as well. So what is this? I thought this is, all right, let me go over next. Okay, so they're discussing right now.
Senator Brown's is recognized, and South Dakota is recognized for his office. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me just begin by saying I appreciate.
And so here we go, as price pushes down lower.
This way, I'd like to focus on inflation and the causes of it.
So there is news going on right now, guys. This is why you guys want to be a bit careful as well with your entries, because it's all about the U.S. economy. So it's going to affect the market to some extent. Kenny's asking, hey, Sean, what is the new US 200, 2000? So that's not new. That's just the VIX, I believe. I mean, that's been there. I mean, it's a Russell 2K, actually, sorry. So it's a Russell 2K. It's one of the main indices. It's not a new trading pair. It's been there for like forever. It's just, I don't think people have noticed that it's been there. It's one of the top indices that are traded. You can see these are all the top ones: the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell 2K, and VIX. I mean, there's no point in trading the Russell 2K if you're already trading US30. The reason why people trade these smaller indexes because they can't afford to trade US30 because it's so expensive. But if you're trading with FTMO, it just doesn't make sense for you to trade the smaller indexes. Unless US30 is too crazy for you. So that's another reason, right? If US30 moves too fast for you and you can't handle it, then obviously you want to trade something slower. The Russell 2K is probably going to be the slowest one because the Dow has 30 stocks. So every time one stock moves, it moves pretty quickly. NASDAQ's probably the second fastest. S&P 500 is probably the second to the last. And Russell 2K has 200 stocks in it. So, or 2,000 stocks in it. So it's going to move a lot slower. So, nothing new about it. Russell 2K has been around for a while. It's just not, it's not widely traded as often as the other indices. All right, guys. So here we go. As price is still consolidating sideways, not really anything going on here. As you guys can see, price is not really doing anything. It's literally just going sideways. Jason said he caught both. So Jason actually caught the sell and the buy there. Nice work, Jason. I couldn't do that. Yeah, Patricia said, Sean, I'm off. This is not the market I want to trade in. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. Yeah, no, I agree too, Patricia. So it's 7:50 right now, guys. So I'm probably going to be wrapping this up soon. We usually stop trading at 8 anyways, but with the market conditions right now, it's not really a safe market to trade in. The last thing you want to do is get into a trade and then you get a spike in the opposite direction at 700 pips, hit slippage, passes your stop loss, and then you lose more money than you should have, right? So, you know, you guys got to play your cards right. When the market's moving crazy like this, it's probably best to save your capital for a better trading day. Today's not a good trading day at all. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't anything out of spectacular. Like, I wish I would have held this breakout longer, but the market was moving crazy on open. If the market was just moving smoothly like it did right here, perfect. I would have caught that breakout full 500 pips. But unfortunately, the breakout was moving so crazy that we moved our stop loss in profit. I only caught about, 100 of those 500 pips. So, yeah, Jonathan said it's a perfect way to blow your account. Yeah, guys. So you guys want to be very careful under these market conditions. A couple of things to keep in mind is that the Council of Economic Advisors is testifying right now about the U.S. economy. One thing that you also want to keep in mind is that at 8, we have Fed member Bullard speaking. So that's another Fed member speaking regarding the economy as well. So we have a lot of stuff going on today. We also have the G20 meeting going all day today. We have unemployment news that was released today. There is, the natural gas storage, and pretty much the rest of the day we have Fed members speaking pretty much all day. So this is why you guys want to be very careful with these trades. Don't take anything dumb, man. It's not the day to take dumb trades. And you can see right here, price is literally doing nothing. So aside from this big spike right here, price is literally just going sideways. So just be prepared for another spike. Price may go sideways for a bit, and then you just might see a spike again, spike up and then come back down, or a spike down and then come back up, right? It's not really a market to play around with, especially with the Fed member speaking in about 10 minutes or 8 minutes now. So let's see, it's 7:52 right now, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I can answer whatever questions you guys have right now. If we don't have any questions, then we'll just be wrapping it up for the day. Looking over here at the chat. So let's see, Matthew over here sent in his profits, locked in 488. Nice work, Matthew. Looks like you try to trail these over here. And you moved your stop loss in profit, which you got stopped out, which is a great, I mean, it's better to have this than a loss, right? So nice work right there. It looks like you took a pretty big catch there as well, because you only took a 20 lot, which is equal to a 2 lot on FTMO. You actually made a pretty big move right there. If this was a 20 lot or like an actual 20 lot, this would be like 20 times. So great work right there, Matthew, off that profit. Patrick over here as well, locked in 5,795. Great work right there, Patrick. Rick over here as well, locked in a total of 2,147. Nice work, Rick. And then we got Zildjian over here locked in a total of 703. Add that to the list. If you guys have more profit to send in, go ahead and send them in. I'll add them to the list, and then we can post them up later. Charles over here on his first account locked in 60 bucks. Nice work, Charles. His second account locked in 201. So great work right there, Charles. Joshua as well. Joshua locked in a total of 472. Nice work, Joshua. All right, guys, solid work so far. So let me see if there's anything else right here. Let's see, Talanji's asking, is there anything specific that you look for to give you confidence during Asia, or do you just go for half distances? So I think the main reason I traded yesterday was because of the Ukraine news. So when you have some sort of catalyst in the market, Talanji, like something going on, some sort of news that's indicating that price is going to drop or go up, then I use that as a confluence, right? Because the main two confluences we can use will be retail sentiment, which was long last night, and then the Ukraine news, because I was following the Ukraine news last night. It was just tensions were getting higher and higher. So like every time there was new news that came out, I was like, okay, price is going to have to drop at some point, especially because retail sentiment is so high. Not super high, but it was high. So that's why I personally was looking to take sells. There's no other specific really thing to look for aside from technical analysis. So the three things that I looked for last night was I was looking at retail sentiment to see if it was long. I was following the Ukraine news, and I was also looking at technical analysis with regard to the trend. So price was trending down yesterday. I'll go back over here. Price was trending down yesterday. I was trading around like 9 o'clock last night. So 9 o'clock my time, which was like about, it was like around here. So basically around this area right here was where I was trading. Price was just waterfalling. So I was looking for trades right here. I looked on the 3-minute as well. Same time right there. You can see that price was just dropping around that period yesterday. So with price dropping, where was it at? Sorry, it was right here. So this area right here, price was dropping on the 1 minute, price was dropping on the 5 minute right here as well. Everything was pointing towards a sell. So that's why I was looking at those and using those as confluences. The fundamentals aren't as strong because markets technically closed during the Asia session. So I wasn't really using that too much. I was mostly using the other confluences. Yeah, exactly. Talan just said right, because the futures data isn't perfect, so that makes perfect sense. Exactly. Use retail sentiment, use technical bias with regard to the trend. Also factor in news if possible. I think those would be the three big things to use during Asia. I still don't trade during Asia very often. I barely trade during Asia, like maybe once a month or every couple of times whenever there's something going on. But I don't necessarily trade Asia because I need to. I trade it out of market conditions or out of leisure. So if I see something happening pointing price to the downside, then I'll take trades, or to the upside, I'll take buys. But I don't normally just stay, I don't just hang out on the chart and like, oh, I need to take a trade, right? I just wait to see if there's anything going on, then yeah, I'll hop into some trades there. Nice. Miriam said, finally started my FTMO challenge, currently battling fear of everything. It's all good, Miriam. I think that's common for everyone here. I think once you have your first couple of wins, you'll start to build that confidence, and then you'll be able to take trades a lot smoother. One thing that I would recommend is to just stick on the live sessions, right? Focus on trading during the live sessions, and just focus on taking quality trades, right? Because if you guys have seen Steven, Steven's not here right now, he's gone for the day. But if you guys saw Steven passes FTMO. I know a lot of you guys kind of laugh about his questions in the chat because he asks like the same question every day, but Steven's been a member of K2 for a while now. And he's passed his FTMO. And it's crazy because when he showed me his matrix, he had such a consistent flow to the upside. So I don't have a screenshot of it, but his matrix was literally like, he took one trade, he made profit. It just went sideways because he didn't trade another day. Next day, he took one breakout, another profit, right? And then it just went sideways for another day. He took a couple a breakout the next day, and then he took like a V3 or a V1, and then he hit his goal and he passed his FTMO. And honestly, I was pretty surprised when he sent it to me because I thought he was going to send me a bad matrix, but it was a consistent push to the upside where he had no losses. And that's built his confidence. So now he doesn't take risky trades. He just waits for the live and takes whatever we take during these live sessions. So if Steven can pass his FTMO, I mean, literally anybody here can pass their FTMO. And that's not to down talk Steven, but you guys know he's had a lot of ups and downs with K2, but he's been an old member, and that was our main goal with him, to have him pass, and he's finally passing. So I think that's it. Yeah, exactly. Like Maddie said, K2 literally works, just need to follow directions. But in some instances, that's kind of too hard for people because they have their own way of trading and they don't like to follow what we apply here, because sometimes it just seems too easy, right? Or it's just too good to be true. But realistically, it is too good, and it is true. Yeah, no, man, that's funny. No, definitely. Kenny said, well, I don't know, hell might freeze over. All right, guys. So that's it. It's about 8 o'clock right now. I don't see any other questions here. So guys, I will see you guys tomorrow for the next live session as we wrap up the trading week. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. We had our mentoring session yesterday where we covered a lot of stuff. I went over all the indicators. I went over specific strategies. I went over how do I cover liquidity when entering a trade. So there's a lot of good stuff that we covered in the mentoring session yesterday, guys. So if you guys haven't seen it, just go on the YouTube channel. So I'll put it up right here again. Go to the YouTube channel, go to videos, and the most recent video will be right here. The K2 Trades mentoring session from yesterday, February 16th. If you guys go on here, there's a lot of stuff that was covered here, and I'm sure it's going to be very helpful to you guys because we covered the Monday trade and we covered the Tuesday trade where I locked in like I locked in a lot of profit that day. I think I locked in 46K on Monday and then like 47K on Tuesday. And that was just one trade. So right here where it was the trades from, I believe Tuesday, this was my personal account. It was just one trade. My MFF, 11,000, other MFF, 11,000, FTMO, 11,000, my other FTMO, another 11,000 there. So if you guys want to go back and rewatch that, I think that'll be very helpful to a lot of you guys here who don't know how to use the liquidity zones like we use them. And I think it'll help with your confidence as well as letting your trade run a bit longer. So one thing that you could probably do right now, guys, is draw these liquidity areas right here, because when price finally comes and hits these areas, so like for example here, if price comes up and hits this area and then pushes up further, it'll probably come and push this area right here. And if price hits this area, it's probably going to push up even higher. This is not what I expect to happen though. I expect price to come down further. So what I would expect is for more liquidity to build up on the bottom side right here. And then when price finally comes back down to this area, it is going to drop even further down here. This is kind of what I'm expecting to drop down here. So as price continues to push up, I'd keep drawing some more liquidity zones right here, or areas, whatever you want to call them, and then anticipate price to come back down at some point, because everything's pointing towards a sell. There's no reason for price to be pushing up. This is basically luring in buyers. So if you look over here at the retail sentiment, it's currently at 62% long. They want a bunch of people to hop on the buy side. When there's a lot of people on the buy side, they're going to spike price down and stop everybody out. You know, it's most likely going to happen maybe around 9, maybe around 10, but I do expect price to come back down towards the end of the day. So just look out for it. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys don't need a trade, just, you know, call it a day. I'm probably going to call it a day today. I'll watch for the reversal, but I'm probably not going to take it because the market is moving kind of crazy today, unless I see something really good. So other than that, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow for the next live session, and we'll close out the week strong. So have a great rest of your morning.